Hello friends, Adam here with FED. So, Fire Emblem 3 Hopes, or Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes is coming out in just a few days. I'm pretty pumped, I hope you guys are too. We're going to be covering it pretty extensively on the channel. We're going to be playing it a lot, we're going to stream it like crazy, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So before we get started, please in the comments tell me which route you think we should play first. I'm thinking we're just going to continue Azure Gleam, but I'm open to your thoughts. If you don't want to see Azure Gleam or whatever, then maybe I'll do something different. And I kind of want to just do whatever is going to be the most popular one that other people that you are going to start with, like you, the viewers, so that I don't spoil things for you if you want to like keep up with that kind of stuff. But anyways, now that that's out of the way, I want to talk about final story predictions for and maybe just some other like gameplay related stuff as well for 3 Hopes. And I don't have these in any particular order. These are just going to be some random things that I'm going to throw out there, give my reasoning, and then we'll move on. So, number one, I think Byleth will join forces with Shez about halfway through the game. I think Byleth is being built up as this big antagonist for Shez, but ultimately I don't really think that that's going to be the end-all be-all. Maybe not halfway, maybe 3/4 of the way through the game, but I think they are going to join forces because there's no real reason for them not to, as far as the story is concerned yet. I mean, sure, Shez's kind of friends were killed by Byleth's battalion and troops and stuff, and I say kind of because, I mean, they weren't really his friends. He was just a mercenary, right, who was hired to work with these green units. So, I mean, I guess that's might be some motivation for him, and he just like wants revenge or whatever. But I think he'll come to terms, or sorry, when I say he, I mean Shez. I think Shez will come to terms with whatever. Byleth will eventually find a way to side with your class or the country you're working with, and will help you take down evil bad guys. Which goes into the second thing, and I think it's pretty obvious that those who slither in the dark or twisted will be the ultimate villain of 3 Hopes. I think that's pretty obvious already. I mean, they've already teased it in the demo stuff with, Solon or Swollen shows up and stuff. Kronia shows up. So I think it's pretty obvious that it's going to be a pretty... I think they're just going to be the main villains. I think it's pretty obvious. I don't think anyone's going to doubt that. I think it'll be similar to how like Verdant Wind plays out, where there's a big conflict and everything, and that you're trying to solve the war and everything. And once the war is kind of solved and over, you're like, oh frick, there's like actual problem with those who slither in the dark, the Agarthans, and we're gonna go take care of them. And maybe at that point, that's when Byleth is like, okay, I got you. I'll be on your side. So, next, again, these aren't in any particular order. I think there's going to be another time skip in the game. So there's the 2-year time skip, right, that goes to where we get all the new designs for the characters. That's fine and good. But I think there's going to be another 3-year time skip that'll get us to kind of the normal timeline that we're used to for 3 houses into 3 Hopes, right? So we'll get back to our normal designs. And the reason I think that is because some of that footage we saw of like Emperor Edelgard, I can't remember what that was in, but it was I think it was in an interview with when they were interviewing some of the voice actors from 3 houses. They showed some gameplay or some footage from a Fire Emblem game that looked like 3 houses, but was obviously like, it looked a lot prettier, like it looked a lot better than it did in 3 houses. So I think that might be an indication that we're going to get another time skip, and we'll get to our 3 houses part 2 designs for characters and stuff like that. So I think there is going to be another time skip. And I think the game's going to end ultimately. I guess it'll be different depending on the route, but I think in some way Shez will sacrifice themselves to put an end to what the Agarthans are doing, one way or another. And it's obvious that Sothis is to the Church of Syros and all those people, as Arvel is going to be to the Agarthans and all that, right? The goddess ghost lady person who's inside of Shez. So I think Arvel maybe she'll be evil or possessed or something, and Shez will have to ultimately kill himself or kill Arvel, which will kill him or something to save the world. You know, it reminds me of, you know, like Robin from Awakening. You know, you can have Crom deal the final blow to Grima, and then Grima will come back 1,000 years later, or you can just have Robin do it and vanquish Grima forever. And then, again, I think a lot like Robin from that game. If you choose that, what is obviously the better option, then Robin still survives anyways. And I think they'll find Shez and they'll be okay. But he won't have Arvel in him anymore, and that'll be the sacrifice. And Arvel will just have to die, and Shez will become just a person dude. And that might be different for every route, because that's how it is in 3 houses. I'm gonna spoil 3 houses now, like some stuff from every route. You know, in Black, like if you do Crimson Flower, Byleth kills Rhea, and then the heart of Sothis, or the crest of Sothis, which is again her heart, breaks inside of him or her, and they lose the Super Saiyan hair, and they just become regular Byleth again, and they like have emotions again or whatever. Kind of weird. So that kind of thing could happen for Shez, is what I'm thinking. Or maybe there's on some other routes that doesn't happen, and Shez just continues going on as like Super Saiyan Shez, similar to how Byleth does in most of the other routes. I think every route is going to get 2 Ashen Wolves until there's some eventual golden route that I do think we'll get a golden route for DLC, by the way. But until there's some eventual golden route, I do think every route is going to get 2 Ashen Wolves. That makes sense for them to join their respective country. I think Yuri would probably join all 3 just because he's like the main guy and you'd want him in all of them. But then the other ones make sense, I think. I don't, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but like, you know, Balthus with the Golden Deer because of his connections with Hilda and Holst and all that. And I think Constance has connections to the Empire, and then that would leave Happy for the Blue Lions, I guess. That could all be wrong, though. I'm not entirely sure how those connections would work, but I think it's going to be something like that. I don't think all 4 are going to be available for everybody to use. And finally, just some more gameplay kind of things that I think we might get. I think we're going to get DLC characters that are from other Fire Emblem games. I think I would put money on this, that we're going to get some DLC that'll give us characters, I don't know, like Ike or Erica from Sacred Stones, or some other popular ones from Heroes. I don't know who won the Heroes polls. I don't know. Maybe they'll throw in Marth, just because Marth is like the guy, you know. Maybe they'll throw in Tiki, because again, Tiki's like the guy. And I think there's also an incredibly solid chance we're going to get transformed Rhea as a playable character, because, you know, Warriors games like to do that, right? Like in Hyrule Warriors, you had like Ganon, like Beast Ganon you could play as, and I think you're going to see some of that in the DLC. But anyways, those are just my thoughts, some early predictions, final predictions for 3 Hopes before it comes out in a few days. Let me know in the comments your craziest predictions. What do you guys think is going to happen? And of course, like the video, subscribe to the channel, because again, we're going to be covering a lot of 3 Hopes here soon. And I will catch you next time, friends.